Hey everybody, Mr. Horgan here. Now before I get underway with this retro pricing game recap that was requested by NeilRox87, I have to correct myself on one thing first. Now I mentioned that the upcoming Price is Right I'm about to recap, I mentioned it in the last retro price game recap that it was from February 6, 1983. Well, I meant to say February 8th. 1983. For that, and I'd just like to make a little specification that Carol from Hole in One got contestant recognition for her $100 perfect bid. Kind of felt like that I was drunk when I didn't remember to do that, as well as my mistake on the date of the episode that NeilRox87 wanted me to do by request. Well, speaking of getting drunk, this is what this retro pricing and recap is about. From the Price is Right that aired back on February 8th, 1983, it's a retro Price is Right pricing and recap requested by NeilRox87. And this is the episode that is uploaded by 7277 Genius entitled, Oh, What a Hangover Day. I'll tell you why it was called that as this recap goes on. Let's have some fun. The pricing games played that day were the following: Clock Game, Plinko, Take Two, Double Prices, 10 Chances, and High-Low. The first contestant was Mark, with a K. He played Clock Game for a Snark Sundance sailboat and a Honda MB5 motorcycle. Both were modeled by Happy Holly, who had her back turned as the doors opened, not realizing she should have been looking straight at the camera. That's how drunk she was. Anyway, for Mark's opening bid on the sailboard, he went with $6.99, higher, $7.99, lower, $7.50, higher, $7.80, lower, $7.79, and he got it in 8 seconds. So now he had 22 seconds left to win the motorcycle. His opening bid, $4.99, higher, $5.99, higher, $6.99, higher, $7.99, higher, lower, excuse me, $7.50, higher, $7.60, higher, $7.70, higher, $7.80, higher, $7.85, higher, $7.90, higher, $7.95, higher, $7.98, and he got it in 17 seconds. Mark won both prizes, totaling $1,577. And there was no $1,000 bonus at the time, so he just won those 2 prizes. But afterwards, he did a little victory dance that Bob deemed it now as the Clock Game Dance. Very good win. Alright, Norma played Plinko for a chance to win up to $25,000. This was before it was $50,000. She was given 1 free chip and had a chance to win 4 more chips. Darling Diane modeled the prizes as well as revealing the price. And yes, she too was drunk. First, we had a 22-piece Master Mechanic multi-drive master set from True Value hardware stores, where Norma believed 2 was the first number and not 1 being the second number. Was there a Plinko chip? Yes, there was. It was $28. The chips were like falling out as they got revealed. Next, we had a Washington Ford Town & Country tableware set, where Norma believed 0 was the second number, not 4 being the first number. Was there a Plinko chip? Yes, there was. It was $60, and once again the chip fell out. Next, we had an infant, toddlers, girls, and boys only children's fashion clothing apparel, where Norma believed that the 3 was the first number, not 8 being the second number. Was there a Plinko chip? No, it was $28. Should have chose the 8. And finally, we had a General Electric electronic digital scale. Norma believed that 5 was the first number, not 9 being the second number. Was there a Plinko chip? Yes, it was $50. So she got 4 chips total. And if I remember correctly, I think it was Janice, Jolly Janice, or Juicy Janice, I should say, brought over the 3-1 chip. Now, in Norma's first chip, she landed it in $500. The second chip landed in $1,000. The third chip landed in $0. And the fourth and final chip landed in $5,000! The top spot, she won a grand total of $6,500, and that will go down as an actual win. April played Take 2 for a Panasonic Systematics Hi-Fi stereo with TV, a Sam Moore Furniture Industries wind chairs, a pair of them, modeled by Janice, both of them, a French secretary desk, and a 4-piece Ventura luggage set, both modeled by Diane. April had to find the 2 prizes that totaled $1,970. She first chose the stereo with TV and the chairs. The stereo, $560. The chairs, $700 for a total of $1,260. For her second chance, she decided to keep the stereo with TV, and she paired that up with the secretary desk. Stereo with TV, $560. And the price of the secretary desk was $1,270 for a total of $1,830. The 2 prizes she should have chose at total $1,970 were the chairs and the desk. Chairs were $700, secretary desk $1,270. Alright, India played double prices for a gas pump aquarium. A very interesting prize. That was modeled by Holly. India chose the top price of $1,800 over the bottom price of $2,400. And when Bob revealed the actual retail price of the gas pump aquarium, it turned out to be $2,400. She wasn't a winner. Andrea played 10 chances for a salt and drink mixer, a Kelvinator continuous cleaning electric range, both modeled by Holly, and a Ford Escort L 2-door hatchback modeled by Janet. First, for the drink mixer, Andrea wrote down $39. Not right. Then she wrote down $30, and she got it in 2 chances. Now for the range, she wrote down $490. That was it. She got it in that 1 chance. Now for the car. 5 numbers were shown, but she had to use 4 of them. She first wrote down $6,430. That was not the price. Then she wrote down $6,930. And that was the price! She won all 3 prizes for a grand total of $7,450. She won all 3 prizes in a total of 5 chances. Pretty good. Finally, Barbara played high-low for a Keller Elegant Country Americana Solid Oak Bedroom Furniture Group and Dakota Bedroom Ensemble with Bemco Posture 3 mattress. Now this was very funny. Janice was inside the bed, probably nude, and Holly and Diane were in the background, like, so out of it. Diane was on the floor, and Holly was, like, hiding behind the drawer, I believe. The value of this prize package was $3,392. For the three grocery items Barbara believed that were the most expensive, she chose first the generic brand shampoo. That was $1.39. Next, she chose the Cepacol mouthwash, or Cepacol. That was $1.49. And finally, she chose the Subi Spun Honey. That was $1.79. So the low price on the high row was $1.39. If the remaining three grocery items were less than $1.39, Barbara would win. First, the Golden Grain Macaroni and Cheddar dinner. Bob revealed that price to be 45 cents. He felt good on that one. Now the Hormel Spam. That was priced at 99 cents. And now it all came down to the Pearl Drops tooth polish. The audience didn't feel good on that being lower than $1.39, and to be honest, I didn't feel good about it either. Bob was a little worried too. The price of the Pearl Drops tooth polish was $2.09. So she should have chose that instead of the generic brand shampoo. So, on this day, back in 1983, on the 8th of February, Clock Game and 10 Chances were the two pricing games won in its entirety, and $6,500 was won by Norma in Plinko. So, the MVPs of the Price is Right are Mark from Clock Game, Andrea from 10 Chances, and Norma from Plinko. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Norma also won her showcase. That was themed as Johnny Olsen, the Great White Hunter in Warehouse Land. Norma's showcase involved a Whirlpool 22 cubic foot no-frost refrigerator that was modeled by Diane and Holly in Cave Women apparel, a Wurlitzer Australia jukebox modeled by Diane, Holly, and Janice, and also a Whirlpool trash masher compactor that really wasn't modeled, and an AMC 6-cylinder 4-wheel drive Jeep Renegade that featured Johnny and the ladies in a getaway from the Warehouse Land. Norma bid $13,500. The actual retail price was $14,722, a difference of $1,222. She won a grand total of $21,954 in cash and prizes on that day. Now I got an acknowledgement section from Ben M72047. According to him, the Plinko sign was put at the back of the audience instead of the turntable, and no card game was played in the first half. That Plinko sign, very familiar to me on the turntable back in the 90s when I was starting to watch Price is Right, when I was very young. And now on to the sponsor. This retro edition of the Price is Right Pricing Game Recap is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beer. Very appropriate for this retro pricing recap, having this sponsor with the title being "Oh, What a Hangover Day." So that's for Neil Rocks 87. My next retro pricing recap will be by the request of BetM72487, with the episode that aired back on November 12th, 1996. Stay tuned for that, and until then, I'd like to remind you all to help control the pet population by having your pets spayed or neutered. Bye-bye.